What is up, everybody? Welcome to Howsit, episode 14. I'm your host, Richie Henson, joined as always by Chloe Pearl. What's up, Chloe?
Hello, everyone. And today we are joined by the most special guest. This is Miss Dawn, and she is one of our Radiate leaders. And we're so glad you said yes to chatting with us today.
Thank you.
It's so amazing to have you here.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So-
And the cheer last night was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's all good.
So we invited Dawn on today for our special travel episode. Episode 14, the travel episode, because Dawn, you just came back from like a really cool trip. Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
Israel.
Wow. How long were you there?
So about 2 weeks.
Wow.
I think
That's
it was.
amazing.
Yeah.
Was that your first time in Israel?
It was.
That is so fun.
Oh my gosh.
great fun.
I think we're going to talk a little bit about kind of what that experience was like for you spiritually in part 3. I'm super pumped for that. Chloe, you just went on a trip too, right? And you're
I
also
did.
going on a trip again
Yes.
soon. So
Yeah. They're, it feels like they're back to back, but I don't know. So my husband and I went to Florida for 2 full days. It was
amazing.
amazing. We flew on Friday, got in at midnight, and then spent all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and woke up at 3:45 a.m. on Monday morning to get back to Michigan.
Wow.
But it was so amazing. Laid in the sun, ate some great food, relaxed. It was awesome, you know?
That sounds great.
And then in May, my husband and I are going to Yosemite to
Ugh.
hike and take in the scene. I'm so excited.
Dude.
It's going to be amazing.
Yosemite is a special place.
It is. I'm so excited. I've never been, but I can just tell already that it's going to be so
Yeah.
fun.
If you've never been to a national park and you'd like to just go to one, in my personal opinion, that's the one.
I love it. That's
That place
amazing.
is going to blow your mind. I'm so excited for
Okay,
you guys.
Richie, you just went on a trip too. Where
I
did you
also
go?
went on a trip. We did our like yearly family trip to California. I still have some family out there, and so we went to go see them, and we also went to Disneyland, of course. We got to go 2 days this year,
Whoa.
which was amazing. And crazy enough, while we were at Disneyland, it snowed.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Like not really snowed, you know,
But
like
kinda.
California snowed. It was like we would call it wintry mix, right? It's like, is it raining? Is it freezing rain? Is it snowing?
Yeah.
Can I tell you, people absolutely panicked. Like
You could tell the
you
locals
could tell
from the
who was
visitors.
local. Yeah. So we were in New Orleans Square, like over by Pirates of the Caribbean. And it started to happen, and people are just like diving into stores and under awnings and like pulling their jackets over and literally screaming at the top of their lungs in excitement and like fear and pulling their phones out. And so the three of us who live in Michigan are just like, dude, what the heck? And we're just trying to like walk around all these people who are
Yeah.
acting crazy just to go do the next thing. And as we're walking, I look over and there's this guy who's like dressed like he's from the Midwest or somewhere. Well, he's wearing as we get closer, I see he's wearing a hat that has a Canadian flag on it. I'm like, oh, he's probably from Canada. And he's literally out loud laughing and pointing at people who are like freaking out
should have
as he's just
joined him.
walking.
That's
And then
so
as we
funny.
like walk past each other, we just kind of nod at each other. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's
Like
kinda
you're
crazy.
taking advantage
too
of the
funny.
lack of lines and stuff at
Yeah,
the rides.
yeah, and like it only
for
lasted
you.
like 15 minutes. None
Yeah.
of it stuck. It just looked like it had rained afterwards. But yeah,
Oh,
it was
man.
hilarious. But what a great trip.
I love it.
And speaking of trips, I'm not a great traveler. So I want to put this to you guys because I feel like you're probably better travelers than me. When you travel, what are your travel essentials? Like what's something that you have to have with you while you're traveling?
Oh boy.
You go first. Or
Yeah,
do you
well,
want me to go
for
first?
Israel, we had to pack according to the list. And
Sure.
if you really paid attention, you're going to be rewarded
love
because you have
that.
the right shoes, you have the right everything. But I wanted to make sure if I was going to have any painful moments, if any muscles I was
Yeah.
going to pull that off, as well as sleeping essential needs. So when
Yeah.
I get on those flights and they say it's time to sleep, I'm going to sleep. And
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
a
you are.
challenge on this Israel trip.
I
But
bet.
I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal. I thought it's just like any other trip. But this one was kind of a super hyper fun. I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Then I had some friends sitting next to me from church, Barb, and she just made me just laugh and have a good time. We were too much awake to try to get our sleep in, so I was handing out the Tylenol PMs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Dude, sleep
it's
is
all
so
good.
hard on a trip, isn't it? Like,
Yep.
because it's just so fun and exciting. Like, why would I want to sleep right now?
Right.
There's way better things to do.
Right.
I love
Just-
it.
yeah.
So you have
Yep.
to have the proper things to like medicine, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
Which was great because some of the ladies on the trip were having restless legs. I had everything.
Yeah.
They called me the medicine lady. She's got it. Go ask
Gotta
Dawn.
have one in the group, though. I love that.
That
I was
reminded me of
gonna
that
be-
show, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Do you remember that show? That is like such an old show.
Oh my goodness.
I used to watch it all the time with my grandma.
Oh, that's cute.
I think too, like having the proper footwear
Mm-hmm.
is so key on a trip. Can I tell you guys, I did something I didn't realize how essential it was until now. Because it used to be that my footwear choice is always like what's going to make me like vibe the most, what's going to make me look the coolest. Because that's just like how I do with shoes.
Right.
But on this trip, for the first time ever, I just buckled down and bought a pair of shoes that were actually good for me instead of what was cool for me.
Right.
Yeah.
It changed my life.
Isn't that it?
Like I actually,
Exactly.
I wore them today.
Ooh, there you go. There they are.
These are the most hideous pair of shoes I've ever owned in my life. But can I tell you, no pain.
No pain.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
It made my trip so much
Yep.
better.
I had the
the proper
same shoes.
footwear.
So I went to Europe for a month this past summer, and I lost all of my luggage. So I was there for 30 days, and I didn't have luggage for like almost 20 of those days.
Wow.
And it's funny that we're talking about footwear right now
Yeah.
because I bought these shoes.
Yeah, okay.
My dad
There you
go.
Velcro shoes
Yeah.
while I was in Europe, and they're cute. And they saved my life.
There you
so
go.
you could wear them with a dress. You could wear them with jeans.
They're versatile.
Or even leggings. Like they're versatile, and they saved my life.
That's cool.
I'm so grateful. I
a
bought them
good
in
memory.
Paris, I think.
Ooh.
And I was,
Great.
when I say desperate, I mean desperate.
Desperate.
So,
Yeah.
but I think that my travel essential, which is funny because it sounds stupid, but I cannot get on an airplane unless I have a fresh cold bottle of water with me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It stresses me out, I think. I have to buy a bottle of water, a cold, maybe kind of bougie bottle of water
Sure,
before
like
I get on a
Fiji
flight.
or
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Fiji's the jam.
Boost
That's my
or-
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to have an ice cold bottle of water before I step foot
Amazing.
on the airplane.
There you go.
Feels so much better.
I also like to get have some kind of snack on a plane. I didn't do it
You
this
have to have
last
a
time, but
munchie.
like for me, it's peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just like if I have a bag of peanut M&Ms, like just even in my bag, I'm like I'm gonna be okay.
So that's funny that you say that. Nehemiah and I, on our way back from Florida, I bought some caramel M&Ms. I'd
Okay.
never
Were they
had
good?
them
There you
before. They're
go.
pretty good.
Okay.
All right, there you
So-
go.
Don, do you have a go-to snack on the plane?
I like the York mint patties.
Oh.
I don't know why, it's just something. And I know my breath's gonna smell good too for all the
Right.
you
Yeah.
passengers.
I think my actual go-to travel snack, which is from my mom, it's the Happy Cherry gummies.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but
There
I
you go.
only ever get them when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's just
fun.
such a good little munchie, you know?
That's
Yeah. awesome.
And
I
it's
love
kind
that.
of sweet,
Sure.
easy to eat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Happy cherries. Gotta love it.
Whatever makes it easy, you
Yep.
know? Whatever
Yep.
makes you happy and makes
Yep.
it easy. I love that. That's
There
kind
you
of
go.
how it's going with us this week. Let's see how it's going with New Hope Youth.
All right, guys, we have a busy couple of months wrapping up youth group
We
for
do.
the school year.
We
I can't
do.
believe I'm saying that. We're wrapping it up for the school
I
year.
know, it's kind of crazy.
So spring break is about to come, which means we have some announcements about dates that were off.
yes, this
So,
is a big deal. Pay
yes.
close attention to
So,
this moment.
March 29th and April 5th, there's no youth group, no Awana, no nothing. So don't come because we won't be here. So we have 2 weeks off. Again, March 29th, April 5th, we're off.
Yes.
Don't come.
Don't
But
come those
following
weeks.
that is when the excitement starts.
Absolutely.
So if you're in Wildfire or Ignite, because I know some of our Ignite friends watch,
Absolutely.
Ignite the Fire is happening on April 19th.
Chloe,
So
what exactly is Ignite the Fire?
thank you for asking. Ignite the Fire is when the sixth graders from Ignite join Wildfire.
Oh my
So we
gosh.
welcome a whole new class into the Wildfire family, and we are so excited. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
And we're going to play fun games. We're going to, I don't know, just try to prayerfully welcome our new class into Wildfire. We're
absolutely.
pumped about it. So
Yeah.
we're looking forward to that. That's April 19th. The Ignite fam is joining us.
That's so cool.
It's going to be awesome.
We also have a couple just for fun events coming up.
yeah.
If you're in Radiate on April 21st in the Youth Center, we're going to play marshmallow baseball. Some of
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
you have played this before. If you came to the all-nighter last year, or if you came to the bowling night that didn't end up having bowling at it, you may have played it as well. I am developing actual real rules
Cool.
So it's not just going to be a free for all this time. There's going to be more targets than usual. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, look, this is a game that I developed that I love dearly. It means a lot to me and is a blast. So if you've never played, just ask around a little bit to see if it's going to be worth coming to or not. We'll have some pizza. We'll play marshmallow baseball. We'll give away some prizes and that kind of stuff. And it's just going to be a fun time. But that's a great place to bring somebody who maybe doesn't know about coming to church. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, church sounds boring or lame or weird or creepy or whatever. That's a great place to bring them just so they can kind of like see that we're not weirdos, that we're just like normal people who just care about each other.
100%,
And
yeah.
so that's a great one. April 21st at 7 p.m. in the youth center.
I love it. So if you're in Wildfire, listen up because we're having a late nighter.
Oh
so
my gosh. This is gonna be
listen
so
though.
good.
So this includes our incoming sixth graders because they're
Yeah.
also invited to the late nighter because they'll be in Wildfire at that point.
True.
So we will be having 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders at the late nighter. So it's going to be from 5:30 to 10:30 p.m. and we are going to do a bunch of crazy stuff. Our most requested game to
Yes.
play is What's in the Box Liquid Edition.
Oh my god.
So
Are you serious?
we're gonna bring it back. No, I kid you not. 5 people have asked me if we could play that. I'm like, yes, absolutely.
play it.
But
Why,
listen,
though?
we're gonna do it with not gross stuff too,
Okay, so like
So, like-
maybe a soda round.
or a
there you go.
Gatorade color.
Good idea.
There you go.
Like
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
5 different colors of Gatorade. Can you guess the color?
So it's not just gonna be
With
like
just
pickle
tasting
juice and
it.
ranch dressing.
good.
No, I mean, I can't promise that we won't have at least one gross round.
Oh my goodness.
But it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. So, again, this is a great event to invite your friends to. So, fill up your car and get everyone here for the late nighter.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So, that's what's going on with New Hope Youth. Let's talk about what's going on with Dawn.
Well, I did bring a couple gifts just to kind of
Oh.
break the
wow.
mood
Oh, my.
for you.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
This just set a new precedent right now.
Oh,
it's the
Oh, this is
actual
sweet.
rock.
stop.
From the stream, or what do they call that? That David picked up 5 smooth stones to kill Goliath. Well, I had to pile up a few stones, and it was kind of getting kind of heavy. So I said, Cameron, I gotta get these back on the airplane. So let's get some regular, smaller stones
I
too,
love that.
so I can hand them out.
So this
That's
is
so
from
cool.
You're
Israel.
special. Yep, that's the
Amazing.
official. So
Thank you
that could be
so
worth
much,
something.
Dawn.
How this is like the thing that like is so curious to me. How wild is it to be in a place where like it actually happened?
Oh yeah. There's just that honest, especially even when I go back to these stories or I run into a new line of you even share a story, I'm going, oh man, yeah, I remember being right there when I was looking up going, this is where he could have probably been, where he lowered that mat through the roof to get that healing, or walked on that water, the Sea of Galilee, being in that boat. Literally, we got to go for a boat ride. So it was so cool just to experience the moments that Jesus walked, or even look in the hillside and see where the 5,000 sat. They got fed by the loaves
Yeah.
of bread and the fish. The stories came so alive.
Yeah.
So alive and so real and so awness of the moments of just feeling God in that presence, and it was too cool.
So Dawn,
I-
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
No.
How do you think that affects your spiritual walk moving forward? How did like seeing and
Yeah.
experiencing where Jesus was, where he walked, how has that affected you going forward?
I think it's more of a rooting system where you know how your roots get deeper in the
Yeah.
water. It's just a little bit more engaged now. It's kind of like, I always relate it to driving a sports car. Did you ever have a sports car, Richie?
I never did.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
dream one day.
Cameron had a Mustang. He let me drive it. So when I
Amazing.
get that baby up in 5th grade, you got to go for a ride with him, though, because he makes it extra special fun. But it's that moment where it's like, okay, now I'm in 5th gear. I feel it. I feel it so real, so awesome, so nice. Just to know that, when you look up those mountains and you think about even the rocks and the meanings of rocks and the stories, I am your rock salvation. I am your strong, your strength. That just, and then to climb those mountains, even though today we all climb mountains. We have those moments where we got another mountain to climb, but it's like knowing that Jesus is actually right there with us in our mountain climb. and how real, and just even got to see the walls of Jericho, the remains of all the stories. It just came so much more alive when you can actually breathe and feel. And just envision, as we stood in the morning before we jumped on the bus, we had a little Bible time, and Eric would say, look out there. You could see where they threw the fishes over, the nets over to get all the fish, or even when Peter jumped out of the boat and started just walking. It's like that focus point came to me. It's like we just got to learn how to keep that eyes on Jesus when we're in these storms and climbing the mountains in our life. So yeah, I definitely highly encourage everyone to try to take the leap and do this sometime in your lifetime. It's so I want to get all my kids to do it. Absolutely.
I think that's really amazing, because I know sometimes we can read, especially the Old Testament, right? And we can think, well, that was then. Right. This is now. This is a different time. It's a different place. And there's some validity to that, right? Because it was a different time and a place. And so some things are different. But the thing that stays the same is that God stays the same. God is the same then as he is now. He has the same power, the same ability. He has the same desire to be in relationship with his people. All of those things are the same. And so when you go and see those things that you read about in the Old Testament, it creates an opportunity, like you're saying, to just connect more deeply with God in that way, to be like, no, God, the same person you are to me is the person that you were to them. And the faith that I have is the same as their faith, right? That Jesus is the way. And that's like such a special thing. And honestly, I'd never thought about going to Israel before, but the more people I meet who have gone to Israel, the more I'm like, I think I would like that. I think I would get something out of that I can't get otherwise. And so I think that's just so amazing.
I mean, it's just like when you think you've got the full day in, like you can't get any better than this. Then they step you into so many more places. It's like, it was like a full cup, or what do you call that? The water fountain that keeps coming, and you just can't drink enough. It was just so much to absorb, so much. So I'm still aftershocks, they're just hitting me, and memories are coming back of places and things that we did that were just amazing. Yes, we had some mountains. One of the gals' luggage didn't arrive, which had her husband's hiking boots in it, which he needed the essential hiking boots, which then he fell and broke 3 bones in his ankle the first day, very first day. So then to watch how she gets locked in a bathroom in the lower level of the hotel for 45 minutes. I was just about ready to go look for her, because I asked the husband, where is she? And she comes back like, am I supposed to be here? Is this trip meant for me? The luggage, now my Ken, now, to go through that full experience, and that's just like another mountain climb. They're just going through their own and in a different way. And then we had some surprises, going into the cave where Jesus, what could have been the cave like Jesus when he, rose from the dead, kind of cave, the big official, real round stone, the feeling. And then I was one of the first ladies to go in and then hear the ladies say, there's an animal in here, and you can hear them making some noises. But it's like, I had to get in there because I wanted a picture. Once I got into the next part, Cameron's like, no, you're on your own. I'm not going to try that one. I just thought the animal's going to like me. I don't know. I have no fear of the animal. I just got to try this. So we got some really good, fun pictures. If anyone's interested in seeing pictures, we can come on over. We can put it up on the movie screen and
that's so
enjoy
cool.
just talking through the fun, the adventure.
That is so
I think that's
special.
such an interesting point that you're making, because things happen in our lives and sometimes we're like, not worth it. Not worth going through, right? Like you can keep whatever's on the other side, whether it's good or not. Not worth it. But if we are willing to just get through it, to just get to the other side, there's always something worthwhile when it's with God. Always something worthwhile on the other side. So
and we have no
so cool.
idea how these mountain climbs are literally preparing us for our future steps that we're going to about take. Like David, how did he have the strength to take out Goliath? He had to have this training in the field and just killing the bears and just protecting that shepherd-like lifestyle he lived. And it's like, it was simple. It wasn't really hard, guys. I got through it. I got through the moments. I got me stronger. But that's the strength that we get, so we can be a testimony and just encourage others when they're going through those mountain climbs in their journeys. So,
That is so awesome, Dawn. Thank you so much for sharing that with us and just talking about your time in Israel. But that's it for this episode, guys.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining us for episode 14 of Howsit. We will see you guys next time.
Later.
All right.